Hey everybody, it's Amy, and it is time for the first rendition of Got a Minute with Amy. And of course, the first question, a doozy. Disclosure, really? Okay, so the agent said that he has a client who's doing a fix and flip, and they found some vinyl on the floor which may or may not be asbestos flooring. And their intention is to just encapsulate it, cover it all up. Does the agent have to disclose that when he resells the house? Well, we all know that you're required to disclose adverse material facts about the condition of the property that you actually have knowledge of. So, does he actually have knowledge that that's asbestos? No. Is he obligated to find out? No. In fact, I went to the VAR website, to the legal hotline, and the example they even used was, we are not inspectors and have no duty to discover material adverse facts such as asbestos. That was actually the example that they had on the VAR website. So then that brings you to the next question of, if you do suspect that there are issues, material defects, you maybe should have a discussion with your seller and say, hey, Mr. Seller, maybe we should go ahead and investigate this, and then we'll know, and then we can disclose if we know. But that's a discussion you have to have with your seller about which way they want to go. And I have had sellers actually test for asbestos and say, hey, there's asbestos in these tiles. And then I've had others that didn't want to do it. But your obligation is not to discover it. It's not your job to discover it, but you do ethically and code of ethics wise want to have a discussion with your seller about the ramifications, because it could turn back and bite them. They could be under contract and then the buyer do an inspection and find asbestos, even though this was going to be encapsulated, and then the contract fall apart or have other issues. So it may be in the seller's best interest to go ahead and do something like that up front and just lay it all out on the table. But that's the discussion you have to have with your seller. Okay. So then what do you have to disclose in Virginia? Well, you know that you have to disclose material.